UN Sanctions Committee and the world body's anti-terrorism units. The TRF is believed to be backed by known terrorist organization Lashkar-e-Taiba. Indian officials say they had already warned the UN about TRF's illegal activities as early as 2023 and then again last year. India's recent move comes after Pakistan, which is a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council, reportedly managed to get references to TRF removed from the UNSC's April 25 statement on the Pahalgam attack, and now India is looking to diplomatically engage global institutions in its fight against terrorism. New Delhi blames Pakistan for backing the TRF and other terror groups, a charge Islamabad has denied. Ishan Garg, New Delhi.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Yep, here we go again. Another edition of Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Thursday, the 15th day of May for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way. Well, all of your news, weather, and sports this morning. And we talk about the Nebraska baseball team. They're going to be playing Purdue in their final regular season series of the season beginning today in West Lafayette, Indiana. Nebraska's softball pitcher and utility player Jordy Ball has been named a top 10 finalist for the USA Softball ESPN Collegiate Player of the Year Award. The Nebraska softball team getting ready for their NCAA tournament game against UConn tomorrow. We'll talk and hear from Jordy Ball on the show here today. The Class B girls on the field at the state high school soccer tournament in Omaha yesterday. We'll give you the results from the action yesterday and get you set for the Class B boys today, including a match between Hastings High and Elkhorn North this afternoon. The state high school baseball tournament gets underway tomorrow in Class A. Classes B and C will take place on Saturday. Both Adams Central and Hastings High will be in action this weekend. Got some NBA playoff results, NHL playoff results. Going to be talking about a bunch of stuff in the NFL today. And Jake Lipker, who's the president of Cam Raceway in Hastings, is going to be joining us at 7:30 this morning to be talking about their season and their start to the 2025 campaign. So all that and more is coming up here this morning as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning.
And good morning as we get going here on this Thursday. On the news front, we'll be paying some pretty close attention to some wild, severe weather out in the southern panhandle yesterday evening. We've also got a quick story on what happened over at the state capitol yesterday in terms of the Nebraska legislature and National Peace Officers Memorial Day. So flags are going to be flown at half-staff. We'll get you the latest on that as we move along here on this Thursday morning.
Were you excited? The NFL schedule posted last night. I missed the show.
Did you miss the big special?
I missed the special. I caught some highlights this morning. The NFL schedule has now been released, so if you're a football junkie, you may have sat through that last night. If not, you'll read all about your favorite team's schedule for the upcoming season during your course of the day today.
The social media stuff is crazy. Like, I didn't realize that many people gave a damn about whether or not they're playing in prime time or Thursday or a Sunday night football game in the middle of May. Like, I had no idea I had that many friends that were really that damn concerned about it. But a couple sticking points, as long as we're going to be on the subject. Yeah, NFL schedule release day. And it's really obvious that the NFL knows where their moneymakers are in terms of the ratings and in terms of their matchups. I mean, if you look at the NFL schedule and you take a look at where teams finished last year, and they've got some pretty marketable games on to try to catch some eyeballs. Look at the NFC. It's Philadelphia, it's Washington, it's Detroit, top three teams. They've got some really marketable games. You throw Dallas in there because they're always going to get ratings because they're the Cowboys. And then turn around in the AFC. Who's the top 3 teams that they're marketing? Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore. And everybody goes through that gauntlet in the AFC. Everybody goes through the gauntlet in the NFC. And everyone's going to play everybody. So, yeah, you take a look at that, and you already circle like 8 of the 10 games are just between 3 teams that are going to be likely contenders in the AFC and the NFC. So we got to go through it. And Buffalo, Baltimore, week 1, that's who we're prepared for. That's who we're going to get ready for. Let's go.
The Sunday night schedule has got 3 Kansas City Chiefs games. For you Chiefs fans, week number 3, that's on September 21st. The Chiefs and the Giants will play on Sunday night. October the 12th, Detroit and Kansas City will play. And on Sunday, December 7th, Houston and Kansas City. Those will be the Sunday night games. The first game will have Baltimore and Buffalo, as Tyson mentioned, on September the 7th. Also part of the package, the Sunday night package, will be the Thursday night kickoff game between Dallas and Philadelphia. So that's what's going on Sunday. The first NFL Monday night game on September the 8th will be the Bears and the Vikings.
Brutal.
There's going to be some double headers again this year. In fact, 4 of them, beginning with week 2, Tampa Bay and Houston, and the Chargers and the Raiders. That will be on September 15th. Another doubleheader on Monday will take place in week 4. You get the Dolphins and the Jets, and the Broncos and the Bengals. Also on week 6, you get Buffalo and Atlanta and Chicago and Washington. Then in week 7, the Monday night doubleheader will feature Tampa Bay and Detroit and Houston and Seattle. It's like Tyson mentioned, there's some teams that's going to be on the tube a lot here for the upcoming NFL season. The Chiefs.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. The Chiefs are going to have 2 Monday night games. Week 5 against Jacksonville, and then week number 8 against Washington.
But your most marketable teams, where their eyeballs have the most opportunity. We got 2 prime games. Buffalo does 2 Thursday night games on the prime package, which I refuse to subscribe for because I'm subscribed out of packages. Like, I have too many, and Prime's just going to go by the wayside. So Sports Bar it is on Thursdays, I guess. Whatever. That's fine.
2 of them, 2 Buffalo games on
2
Thursday.
Buffalo games on stupid Prime.
Let's see. What else we got? The Christmas Day games, Dallas and Washington, Detroit and Minnesota, the Chiefs and the Broncos.
Thanksgiving looks a little better with Green Bay and Detroit. Like, that's my all-time quintessential favorite Thanksgiving Day game is the Lions and the Packers. So they got that right off and early. It'll be just in time for the Thanksgiving lunch. I am so excited. Packers and Lions remake its way to Thanksgiving Day.
What else is on Thanksgiving? Chiefs are playing on Thanksgiving.
Your Chiefs are playing the nightcap, I think, right? With Dallas?
I told
or
you
is that the
yesterday.
afternoon game?
No, that's the late afternoon game.
Mid-afternoon game. And then there's, is it Pittsburgh? It's in the north, right? Pittsburgh, Baltimore, maybe?
At night.
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's up north.
All right, so those are your Thanksgiving Day games. Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Cincinnati and Baltimore. I knew it was up north.
Yeah, that's your late game on Thanksgiving. So, all right, it is what it is. Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Schedule is out. You can go to your favorite social media sites today and find out where your team is playing. But all the action gets underway on Thursday, September 4th.
My favorite is the fan pages when the schedule release comes out, and they're already like using a little digital Sharpie to mark wins and losses and trying to predict records. And I'm like, you dumb guys! Like, we haven't even had training camp yet. We haven't even stepped foot on the field to practice. We haven't thrown a football since the AFC title game came to another disappointing close for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, got to get on the field first before you start to put wins and losses together. I mean, you can have an idea of how successful you're going to be, but I'm not going to sit there and start comparing team by team, make wins and loss records. That's just stupid. Way too early predictions.
I saw the Kansas City Chiefs schedule today. Mm-hmm. They got a brutal stretch right toward the beginning of the season. They've got like 5 or 6 games in a row that I would call right now just 50-50 games. I mean, against the best teams in the league, and they're back-to-back right there at the beginning of the season. So if you're a Chiefs fan, you might want to take a look at that today, the Chiefs schedule for the upcoming year. Don't say the Chiefs are going to be undefeated, because it's not going to happen. They've got, like I said, 5 or 6 games back-to-back against some of the best in the NFL. So,
well, like I said, right off the get-go, when you're talking about from a marketability and ratings perspective, I think there was some very clear, obvious intent from the NFL to market your top teams by playing these teams up against each other. That signals clear intent to me. They're looking for eyeballs, they're looking for ratings, and they're looking for them in the non-usual Sunday slate. I think the Sunday slate is going to, as we know it, go by the wayside. Your noons and your 3 o'clock kickoffs and your game of the weeks or whatever. I think it's with all these individual packages now. They know Red Zone rules the roost, and you get 7 hours of commercial-free football, and nobody's tuning in to regular network coverage anymore. And so you're moving all your big games to the primetime slots, to the solo slots. I think it's an obvious move that the NFL is trying to make.
I still enjoy the Sunday games. Still enjoy the Sunday games. I'm not a big Red Zone fan. I've told you that in the past.
I don't know how you can't. I watched it once, and I can't watch football the same way. Commercials absolutely kill me, dude.
Because I get into a game, and then all of a sudden I'm switched off. I'm to some other game. No, what happened to this game over here?
They're spending 4 minutes in replay review and 3 minutes in commercials. You're not missing anything from your game. There's 7 minutes of just dead time. Like, the amount of, game speed, which I didn't think we were going to get on this tangent, but we are, because here we go, hop in. The amount of game speed, if you just took per snap, if they get up there and they sit there and they took the 40 seconds off the play clock, every single quarterback waits till that baby gets down to 10, so you're killing 30 seconds there. You're killing... Everyone's talking about how football is such constant action. Bull crap. There's more dead time in football than there is baseball before we got the pitch clock. I can't watch without watching Red Zone anymore. It does not exist. I'll still watch your playoff games. I'll still watch the championships, obviously. Super Bowl, college football playoffs. But as far as regular Sunday watching, if it's not 7 hours of commercial-free football with Scott Hansen narrating my Sunday activities, then I don't know what the hell gives.
You've just got to have touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
Big play after big play. Just give me action. I want action, constant action. I want to be entertained.
Wait a minute, you're going to miss the tush push. Yeah, you're going to miss the tush push because they don't score all the time. Did they ever
resolve that, by the way?
No, it's still in limbo. And two teams that rely on the tush push are going to face off against each other early in the season. I saw Green Bay and Philadelphia.
Okay.
They're going to be playing each other. So battle of the tush pushers. They'll have that resolved before the NFL season gets underway.
Well, you'd hope so.
God.
You'd kind of like to know if I, need my pulling guard to be a secondary fullback or not.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of a ruling on that before. Weren't they going to have some summer meetings or something in June? The NFL owners, I think, we're going to be meeting again in June, but they call them the spring meetings.
Probably.
The spring meetings in June. So I anticipate something coming out maybe next month. So that's what's going on as far as the NFL schedule. If you'd like to chime in with anything for your special team, I know we got some Steelers fans that are always
games.
Yeah, in the room this morning. So if you'd like to chime in on if you got screwed by the NFL or not, like we talked yesterday, the Vikings going back-to-back internationally. Yeah, if your favorite team has been screwed by the NFL this morning, give us a call, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. You can join into the conversation here this morning, or you can leave us a message on our social media sites. We'll monitor those as well as we get up and get going this morning. Anything else on your mind, too, on this Thursday?
Yeah, whatever it is. Our lead story is NFL schedule release day, so the the court's pretty wide open for y'all to join in on the conversation today.
Nebraska's softball going to be starting the
Let's go.
NCAA tournament tomorrow in the Baton Rouge Regional against UConn. The other game will pit LSU up against Southeastern Louisiana. Jordy Ball was before reporters yesterday. We'll hear from her in a little bit. But the Huskers, they're pretty optimistic after listening to Jordy yesterday. Huskers pretty optimistic that they can make a run in this thing. First of all, they're going to have to get by the number 10 overall seed in LSU.
Yeah, I mean that's the one standing in your way. It's LSU on the road. That's a big time game. But as I've said from the get go, whether it's regional competition, super regional, I like this team in a short regional, super regional series to potentially push their way through. I think they can be competitive with just about anybody in the country. I think we're going to see as the WCS plays out. Obviously, the SEC is really highly touted with some of their top seeds that they've received, and I think certainly they'll be the dogs to pick off. But I think we're going to see a very impressive performance out of the Big Ten. Don't be surprised if Oregon, UCLA can't find their way through, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Nebraska make some noise too. I think the Big Ten can have an opportunity to really contend here, and I think it's only going to get better as this conference gets more softball eyeballs on it nationwide and throughout the country.
7 SEC teams are in the tournament. 7 out of the top 8 seeds are from the SEC, and everybody except for Missouri from the Southeastern Conference into the not the College World Series, but into the regionals.
Field of 64,
Yeah.
We tried.
So there's a lot of SEC flavor. So all but Missouri. Poor Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the outside looking.
They should be in the Big 12 anyway.
I've never really gotten used to Missouri being in the SEC.
I don't think Missouri has gotten used to Missouri being in the SEC.
All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It is 7:16 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
That's my cue. Time for some news. Powerful line of severe weather hitting the southern Nebraska panhandle last night, bringing damaging winds, large hail, and widespread power outages. Wind gusts reaching around 79 miles per hour, producing a large wall of dust and reducing visibility along Interstate 80. Significant damage also occurring as golf ball-sized hail was reported in multiple counties, and landspout tornadoes confirmed near Hershey and North Platte in Lincoln County. Power outages extensive across the west with broken poles, electrical distributions in several areas, including Sidney, Bridgeport, and Alliance. Meanwhile, Governor Jim Pillen has ordered that all U.S. and Nebraska flags will be flown at half-staff today for Peace Officers Memorial Day, the annual observance honoring federal, state, and local law enforcement officers who have lost their line or were injured in the line of duty. Peace Officers Memorial Day falls during National Police Week. Flags are to be flown at half-staff until dawn, or from dawn, until sunset today. Gender and sports. That was the hot topic at the Capitol yesterday. Nebraska's Stand With Women Act has advanced to the final round of debate in the state legislature, but not before a compromise to ensure the bill's passage was made. The original bill, requiring students K through 12 schools and universities to use bathrooms and locker rooms matching their biological sex, but the bill did not have the votes unless Republicans conceded on that particular portion of the bill. So the new version, with the amendment, retains strict male and female definitions for determining eligibility for participation in school sports, but drops the bathroom and locker room mandates. It is now coming up on 7:19. We'll swing things back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Nebraska baseball team will play Purdue in their final regular season series of the season, beginning today in West Lafayette, Indiana. The Huskers are 26-26 on the season, 13-14 in the conference. The Boilermakers are 30-21. They're 10-17 in the league. First pitch today is at 5 o'clock. Nebraska's softball pitcher and utility player Jordy Ball has been named a top 10 finalist for the USA Softball ESPN Collegiate Player of the Year Award. This is the third time that Ball has been a top 10 finalist, as she was on the list in both 2022 and in 2023 while at Oklahoma. At the plate, Ball has a .458 batting average this year, 71 base hits, 59 RBIs, 16 doubles, 2 triples, and 19 home runs. She has also scored 61 runs. In the circle, she is 23-6 this year across 174 and a third innings pitched. She has struck out 254 batters and allowed only 39 earned runs. The top 3 finalists for the Collegiate Player of the Year Award will be named on May the 19th. The winner will be announced before the start of the Women's College World Series. Meanwhile, Nebraska will play UConn tomorrow at 2 in the Baton Rouge Regional of the NCAA Tournament. In the other game, LSU will battle Southeastern Louisiana. The Class B girls were on the field at the State High School Soccer Tournament in Omaha yesterday. Gretna East beat Elkhorn 6-2. Blair shut out Omaha Scott 1-0. Norris defeated Columbus Scotus 2-1. And Lincoln Pius defeated Omaha Mercy 4-0. The Class B boys will play their opening round games today. Bennington will play Gretna East at noon, followed by Lexington against Mount Michael. Hastings High in action today. Hastings High boys will play Elkhorn North at 5:30, followed by Schuyler against Crete. State High School baseball tournament gets underway tomorrow in Class A. Lincoln East will play Papillion La Vista at 10, followed by Millard South against Millard West. At 4 o'clock, Papillion La Vista South will take on Millard North, followed by Kearney against Elkhorn South. First round games in Classes B and C will take place on Saturday. Hastings High will play Omaha Scott at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Adams Central will battle Wayne at 7. We'll have both games here on Extreme Sports. That's a check on your sports headlines. 7:21 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Cooler weather settles into the area after a cold front passed through the area and even brought severe weather to parts of the state. But again, for Hastings, it was a swing and miss. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 78 is the high today. Plenty of sunshine. Breezy west winds 20 to 25 with gusts to 35 miles per hour. 53 is the overnight low tonight. 76 and windy again on Friday. And in the weekend, we're in the 70s.
Right now, as you wake up, get going. West winds at 20. We've got sunny skies and it's 58 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class winged beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson Urbanic with you on this Thursday morning as we get you up, get you going. The 15th day of May. Going to be talking with Jake Lipker, the president of Cam Raceway, here in just a couple of minutes on the show here today. We'll sneak in the playoff stuff from last night, NBA playoffs. Boston, they stayed alive with a 127-102 win over the New York Knicks. New York still leads that series 3-2. Minnesota, they wrapped up their series, the Western Conference semifinal series with Golden State. They beat the Warriors last night 121-110 to win that series in 5 games. So Boston still alive, and Golden State now on the sidelines.
Bad night to be Golden if you were in the playoffs, because on the ice, the Golden Knights of Vegas also eliminated. Edmonton Oilers taking care of them 1-0 in overtime. A little slop goal. Sometimes it's all you need. Put the puck on the net. Good things will happen. And Edmonton did that in the OT frame. Edmonton wins the nightcap 1-0. The early game was a rout. Toronto was awful. Florida 6-1. Just a manhandling of the Florida Panthers. And so that takes us to tonight, where a couple teams have an opportunity to clinch. The Carolina Hurricanes, they are on away ice in Washington, D.C. tonight as they take on the Capitals. That game is slated for 6 p.m. on TNT. And then the nightcap will be the Winnipeg Jets trying to stay alive. The Dallas Stars, 1 game away from eliminating Connor Hellebuck, who has been horrible away from his home ice. 3-1, Stars lead that series and have the opportunity to wrap things up at 8:30 tonight, also on TNT. So a doubleheader of hockey action for you tonight on TNT.
There's a special note in baseball. The Colorado Rockies are now the first team in baseball's modern era to lose 36 of their first 43 games. They were beaten last night by Texas by the score of 8-3. That's their 11th loss in their last 12 games, and it's the 7th time this year that the Rockies have been swept in a series. So Colorado, what are they, 7-36 to start this season? Mm-hmm. They've already replaced their manager. They've got an interim manager now. Things have not changed any. They're 0-3 under this interim manager as they move on. They'll play, I think, in Arizona today or tomorrow. They got the day off today, then they play at Arizona tomorrow.
You know, here's the thing. I was looking at attendance numbers, though. Rockies fans are still supporting the team. Not because of the ownership, not because of the management, but clearly just because Colorado loves their baseball in the Mile High City. Their stadium attendance numbers have not dwindled from year to year. They continue to support even when they're down 21-0 or whatever it was to the San Diego Padres. You took a look at the stadium; it was still full of Rockies fans. So they're still going out and they're still showing out their support, but they're having a historically miserable season. You take a look at Chicago White Sox, which were god-awful last year. Like, the White Sox are 6 games better at this point than the Rockies were a year ago. It does not paint a pretty picture. If you're a Rockies fan, I think it's going to be a year of struggle. But at the same time, I think you remain optimistic that you bring in an owner that will buy the team, that knows how to run a baseball team, because this current administration has zero clue how to do anything but put funds in their pockets.
Wow.
Phone call.
Yeah, we're going to get hooked up with Jake Lipker here in just a couple of minutes. One other note in the NFL, Baltimore Ravens running back Derrick Henry has agreed to a 2-year, $30 million contract extension. The new deal will keep Henry off of the free agent market after this season and rewards him with the largest deal in NFL history for a running back over the age of 30. So Henry is now going to be under contract through the 2027 season. So Derrick Henry will stay on with the Baltimore Ravens. 7:30, going to welcome in the president of Cam Raceway, Jake Lipker, on the show here this morning. Good morning, Jake.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you today?
Doing great. We want to talk about Cam Raceway. Their 2025 season is underway. You had to postpone your season opener, so to speak, but we got started the last couple of weeks. Have been pretty good for you out there at Cam.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer to have to postpone the first race, but it was kind of miserably cold, and we got a little bit of water before that, so it just made sense to not let everybody be suffering outside.
Yeah, Cam Raceway runs each and every Friday night at their track. Jake, talk about any big changes for the 2025 season. You guys are off and rolling. Anything big that the fans might notice?
This year we just did a little bit of general maintenance. We replaced some telephone poles that needed updated. We got floor drains in the corners to help minimize our rainouts this season. The big thing, some shows we got going this year are pretty exciting. Is next weekend we've got a Friday, Saturday show. Saturday will be a new show for us. Will be the Deb Brunts Memorial, and we've had a lot of donors put in some money for a nice purse. It actually is totaling up to $20,000 for the total purse, and the top winning prize would be $2,500 to a A-class or non-wing racer, whoever gets to win that. We'll also, later on this year in June, we'll have a 2-day show for the Now 600. So they'll be back again, and it always turns out to be a really nice show. We get about 100 cars between 4 classes, and hopefully this year we can extend that a little more.
All right, so a big race coming up next weekend, the Deb Brunts Memorial, with $20,000 in the purse money. It's like the ponies. That's going to draw a lot of race cars from across the nation, isn't it?
Yeah, we're hoping it will. Last year we did a Memorial Weekend show, which, some people don't like. They want to go camping and everything, but we actually had a heck of a good turnout last year, and so we decided let's do it again. And Rod Bruns wanted to host it on this weekend, do a memorial to Deb, and Deb was always a big part of Cam Raceway. She put in a lot of time and effort between Rod and him, keeping the track alive. Track had some slow years back in the day, and the carts kind of kept it alive for a long time, and now the micros are really shining these days, and just keep the tradition going at Cam Raceway.
Yeah, we're talking with Jake Lipker. He's the president of Cam Raceway. They run each and every Friday night at the track just east of Hastings. Jake, let's talk about the weekly series a little bit. I've been out there a couple of times already. It looks like the car count is good this year in all the classes, and that's what you really strive for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's between our restrictors, non-wings, and A-class, they have had pretty solid counts so far to start the season. finally got some nice weather, so that's going to help us out and keep the Kent where it's at. The go-karts are doing good. The cage karts are doing pretty decent. We have a couple classes that are short, a few cars to make a full class, so they have opted to run with the other classes. So basically move up a little bit, and that's worked out pretty well so far.
I've never really put a pencil to it, but how many classes are we running on a weekly series now?
Give me 1 second, I'll think of it.
I didn't mean to throw you a curveball there, Jake, but
okay, 7 basically at this point. Between the 2 classes that aren't making the full class, we could potentially have 9 if that changes throughout the year, but we do have 7 classes, which does make it a challenge on a Friday night. Everybody's trying to hustle from out of town to get here, so that's why we have a later start. Whereas, if we ran on a Saturday, we could start the races at 6 o'clock and be done a lot earlier, but it's kind of always been our struggle. Yeah, on Friday nights, we kind of have to do that because of the Jay Husker Series in Kansas, so we don't conflict, and it's just where we sit in the lineup.
Yeah, like we talked with Jared Hackler last week, we encouraged the fans to come out and watch the races because there's going to be somebody out there that from the area that's going to be racing in one of those 9 classes. You guys draw a lot of people from a lot of different towns there.
Oh, yeah. Even just last week, we had some folks from Colorado come down, and they were pretty excited. And their boy did really well and had a good time at our track. I mean, it's early in the year. I hope all the spectators and fans, everybody, racers understand it takes a couple nights to get, kind of our rhythm as far as getting the scoring down, getting very efficient on running the show off, but we will get there. I think this week's going to be a lot better, and we'll just cruise through, and it won't be such a late night and have some great racing going on.
Yeah, races start on Friday night at 8 o'clock. The grandstands open up at 7, so coming out there. In addition to handling all the paperwork and overseeing a Cam Raceway, you also race, Jake. How tough is that to maybe wear 2 different hats there each and every Friday?
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle on a weekly basis. If I get a few hours during the week to even get my car ready, I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate. I got my daughter to wash my race car this week. Otherwise, it was coming to the track dirty. And between once I get the show, kind of everything set up, ready to go, and we're getting ready to start racing, got a really good crew underneath us that run the show throughout the night, and I'm just kind of there to handle any oddball scenarios, and we get through it very well. It's just, sometimes I run back to my car and I don't get to touch it. I just got to run it as it is.
Jake, talk about your car. What class you running? Just talk about your car in general, and how's the season gone for you so far?
Yeah, so my dad and I built our own cars. We built 5 total, and so we're racing our own cars. I'm in the non-wing class, so I've been running that for a long time. Opted into that class because it was a little bit more wild, and I really enjoy the heck out of that. I've been racing since I was 21, I think is when I started here, and my dad's been out there, started in the 80s, sprint cars, and then he came back. We got back into the micros. The season started out a little rough for me. Play day, I did not run it. The car just kind of fell on its face, and then first race, I had the same problem. Couldn't figure it out, and luckily tried to use my brain a little bit more, and we kind of figured it out, and my throttle bodies were not opening top butterflies, so I got that figured out, and now last week ran and ended up 4th in the feature, so I was pretty happy with that. I'm going from a car that wouldn't run to 4th place.
Yeah, you talked about your dad, Rob Lipker, who a lot of people know from the body shop here in town that he had. Rob, he's been racing for a long time too, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. I think he started in 79 or 80, and he's been racing ever since. I think it was around 91 he got in the sprint cars and ran those for like 12 years, and then we got back in. I was still in college when we got back into the micros, and once we got back in, I guess there was no turning back. We're kind of back hooked into it.
All right, again, Jake Lipker, the president of Cam Raceway, joining us. Again, they race Friday night at 8 o'clock. And, again, if you can't make it to the races, you can always catch the stream now at Extreme Sports, kind of a partnership we have for the 2025 racing season. So, Jake, I know you got to head off to work. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us here, and we'll check in throughout the year with you, all right?
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, that's Jake Lipker, again, the president of Cam Raceway. They will race again Friday night at 8 o'clock at the track just east of Hastings. If you can't make it, our partnership with Cam Raceway and Extreme Sports, you can go to our website anytime and just click on the racing tab there at the top of the page and follow the directions, and we'll get you set up with a live video feed of the races each and every Friday night from Extreme Sports.
Really excited for that Deb Bruntz Memorial coming up. You might not know this. I got my announcing start over at Cam Raceway, doing some trackside announcing for them, lineups, PA and such, basically telling drivers to get their ass to the pits when it was time. You know the drill, having been trackside yourself, but it was really Deb who was one of the first faces that you greet when you walk through the gate, and she got me acclimated into the Cam Raceway family, and basically anything that I ever needed, Deb was just a phone call away. And with her and Rodney and Desi, it's just a racing family, and to be able to support their memorial races is something really special. So really hope they get good crowds and good fields for that upcoming memorial race. That's
coming up next weekend. Anytime they throw $20,000 out on the table, I want to get my fair share of it. And you're going to have some drivers from all over the nation racing next weekend at Cam Raceway. You're listening to Huddle Up here today on Extreme Sports. Mike Will, Tyson Urbank, 741. Let's talk some Huskers softball, shall we?
Let's do it.
Huskers opening up the NCAA Regional tomorrow, as they will play a 2 o'clock ball game tomorrow afternoon against UConn. Jordy Ball, who we've been talking about this morning, up for Player of the Year honors. She was before us yesterday, and she said her team is excited for postseason play.
Obviously, we're all super excited. Postseason is the time of year that a lot of us play softball for. But at the same time, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're at this point in the season, we have a groove with how we like to prepare, and we've found things that really work for us. So we're not doing anything too different, just sticking with our normal process and getting ready to compete.
Now, Jordy is a two-time World Series champion when she played for Oklahoma. So she says she's bringing a little experience to their postseason run here this year.
This team's in a really good spot. We have a lot of leadership across the board on this team, but I think it's just reassuring the team that we are ready. Having been there, knowing what it takes. I know that this team has that, so it's just reassuring every day. We had a great practice today. We're ready to go. If we've ever been ready at any point in the season, it's now. So I think just that.
And Jordy says, like anything, you just have to take things one day at a time.
Yeah, I think at this point in the season, you know that each game means so much with extending your season another day. So if you start looking too far down the road, you're going to find yourself heading home too soon. So everybody's just really focused one game at a time, because at this point, it's one day at a time or your season's going to be over. So really remembering that and just staying present is huge.
And Jordy says, looking back, she says it's been a great season for the Huskers.
It's been so enjoyable. It's felt so fast. I've never had a college season feel like this. Usually at this point in the season, you feel like you've been at it forever. And sure, there's moments, but then I look back at February and it feels like at the same time yesterday, but also months ago. It's so weird, but it's hard to explain how fast this season has felt, but that's definitely because it's been so enjoyable.
And what about the first-round opponent in UConn?
They have a good offense. They're very scrappy. They're just a strong team, top to bottom. So, yeah, it'll be a good challenge game one.
And Jordy says the team has to be ready for tournament softball.
Yeah, it's just back against the wall softball. Everybody on the field is fighting for one more day with their teammates. And so when that's the environment, it does make it a little different than just other games throughout the season, because the end of the season is on the line. So that just right there makes it more pressure, but it's fun pressure. It's not a pressure that makes you scared in any way. It's the moments that we train for.
So the two-time World Series champion Jordy Ball has a message for her team this week.
I guess the message to the team this week would be just in postseason, it's all about what team is going to have the most warriors. Step out on the field. Everybody has been playing softball at this point. Everybody that's on the field is going to be a high-level softball player and a high-level team, just because this is postseason softball now. So it's going to come down to the heart of the warrior and the champion that is out there on the field, and I think that we have that.
All right, that's Jordy Ball, the pitcher, utility player for the Huskers as they get ready for a postseason run. UConn, their first opponent, tomorrow at 2. Likely they will play the number 10 overall seed LSU in a game on Saturday.
You just going to go ahead and put chalk on the LSU Southeastern Louisiana games? Is that what we're doing? What I love about the Jordy Ball interview, I'll just let you in on a little coach speak and player speak. When you don't have a whole lot of positive things to say about your opponent, but you also don't want to come out as cocky or arrogant or in any way give them like kindling reading material that will pump them up and motivate them for a game, you refer to your opponent as scrappy. I love the word scrappy because that means, I don't know, I haven't done a lot of research. We're feeling pretty confident in ourselves that we're going to get through this game. They're a pretty scrappy bunch. They're going to give us some time. But I love scrappy. It's like poetic. When you're teaching kids and players like what to say to the media and coach speak, you hear it all the time. Oh, they're a real scrappy bunch. They're going to be pretty competitive. We know that they're a well-coached team. Yeah, you're just grasping at things to tell your media.
Yeah, you can't stand up there and say, we'll smoke
the crap
them.
out of them. Yeah.
We've really been studying the LSU because we think LSU is going to beat Southeastern Louisiana. We're more concerned about Saturday's game than Friday. But that's what happens in tournament play. Sometimes teams approach another team like this and they get their butts kicked. They get upset.
Look at some of the darlings of the college baseball scene. I mean, in recent years, you had Dallas Baptist a couple years ago. Nobody knew who the hell Dallas Baptist was. Everybody was overlooking DBU. Now Dallas Baptist, one of the better baseball universities in all of collegiate sports. Before that, it was Louisiana Lafayette. Now just Louisiana University. So you don't want to overlook some of these teams. UConn is going to come out and they're going to be scrappy. They're going to be competitive. But I think we are all looking forward to LSU and in Baton Rouge, and that potential matchup is really palatable. But you're going to have to go out there and get it. And you got to get game 1 to be able to get to game 2. I mean, just like we heard from Adams Central baseball last week as they were going through the district runs. They're like, man, I mean, this first game is important. We know it's a rematch. We know it's a rubber match. But if we don't get game 1, we can't focus in on game 2.
So, Jordy, you expect her to throw most of the innings this weekend?
Yeah, you do. There's no doubt. If she can cruise and get into a groove and get back in the dugout quickly and let's go hit, I think you let her throw all weekend.
Because it's a scrappy bunch they're going to be playing tomorrow.
Scrappy UConn Husky squad.
With a good coach.
Well coached. Scrappy. Competitors. They're going to give us their best shot.
Of course they will. 2 o'clock starting time tomorrow for that game between Nebraska and UConn, and then LSU will play the second game after that against Southeastern Louisiana. Winners will play on Saturday. Losers will play on Saturday. And then whoever's left will play on Sunday for the right to move into the Super Regionals. Now then, Nebraska baseball.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our final regular season series of the season today. Beginning in West Lafayette, Indiana. It's going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series this weekend for the Huskers. We're sitting at 26-26, 13-14 in the conference.
Uh-huh.
What do we got to do to advance to postseason play?
Just win, baby. I mean, I hate to Al Davis it and simplify it here, but just win. Don't worry about being on the bubble or scoreboard watching. If you take care of business and you pick up 2 or 3 and put yourself in a good position to win the series, I think that's your starting goal. But there's a logjam down there in the Big Ten, man, and there's still some competitive spots and seeds to play for. So go out and take care of your business and don't worry about the rest. Go out there and play like this is Big Ten tournament play because, or quite frankly, it is. You just got to go out there and you got to take this one like it's your season, and you just got to play winning baseball. Otherwise, there is no postseason.
Yeah, the Huskers still scrapping to get into the Big Ten Conference tournament next week, so we'll see what happens Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
It just continues to be one step forward, one step back with this team. I mean, they've been right exactly where their record should be. They take one step forward, they go one step back. One step forward, one step back. They have really yet to get into a consistency groove, but God dang it, man. When they play at a high caliber level like we've seen in a couple games this season, they are fun to watch, but they haven't consistently did it enough to where you feel confident moving this team into a Big Ten tournament play or even thinking about postseason. You got to work your way through the gauntlet that's going to be this Big Ten baseball tournament and hope the chips fall where they may. But, I mean, I think this team's capable of going on a run. I think this team's capable of going on a run with the best teams in the conference. I think this team's capable of going on a run in regionals. But we've got to start taking care of business, and we can't continue to just clunk this baby along in neutral and try to push this car down the road. We got to get in the car, drive, put her in fourth gear, and start to stomp on the accelerator a little bit. And until we do that, I can't safely say that that we're going to be postseason bound.
Wow, now you're even drinking the Will Aid.
I don't know if I'm drinking the Will Aid. I'm trying to give some aid to him. Trying to give some aid to this team. Give some motivation, man. Get pumped up. It's postseason time.
I agree. It's been a disappointing year because at the beginning of the year, everybody was pretty optimistic. He brought in a bunch of transfers at the beginning of the year, the off season, and things were looking good. And I'm with you. They take one step forward, one step back. It's like we're stuck in neutral. We're like Denny Hamlin's transmission from over the weekend. We're not able to move. We're not able to move.
I never thought you'd be able to connect a NASCAR dot to a baseball dot. That was really well played. But yeah, you're right. And I still look at that roster on paper and I'm like, nobody sucks on this team. Like, this is a good baseball team. Top to bottom, 1 through 9. Pitching staff is good. And on any given day can go out there and be competitive, but we can also see the very opposite of that. And a blow up where you're giving up 7 runs in an inning because you can't get a guy to throw strikes. I don't know what team is going to show up, and that to me scares the hell out of me moving into this final series because we could very well go 0-3 and be sitting on the sidelines watching the other teams compete for the conference tournament.
That's my biggest pet peeve when I watch baseball. Pitchers throwing strikes. Just get the ball across the plate, will you? I don't care if I'm watching, like last night, I watched 9 and under baseball. And I get it for those guys.
Yeah.
But when I watch high school teams, when I watch the college teams, just get the ball across the plate. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to walk 15 guys in a game.
We go flashback to our Victor Rojas interview, man. Like, he said the best thing that I have heard for pitchers to date. Like, nobody cares how hard you throw a ball for. And everybody focuses in these pitching camps on ramping up their velocity, and they're working on their grip for a breaking ball or a slider or whatever you want to throw off speed. And you can get up all the arm velocity you want. You can work out that arm all year long and be ready to throw for the summer and be ready to throw with just spitfire fastballs. But if you can't get them across the plate, man, nobody cares.
I agree. That's my biggest pet peeve in watching baseball games or announcing baseball games.
Sure.
God, just get the ball across the plate. You've got 7 guys behind you in case they hit the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I'm not going to go up on my...
8 guys, actually. 7 guys behind you.
Yeah, 7 guys behind
on the
you.
field, right?
Yeah, but there's 7 behind you. 1 behind the plate. He's not going to help you too much.
Sure.
But anyway.
Says the man who's never played catcher.
I played catcher.
Did you?
Yeah,
nice.
I was a catcher in Little League.
Okay. Yeah, we do a lot, man.
I was a catcher in Little League.
You managed the game behind the plate.
Well, I don't know if that was before or after I set the record at Alcott Elementary School in the 50-yard dash. That was brought up last night.
What?
I was watching my grandson play baseball. Ran into Russ Kindig last night.
Okay.
And he wanted to know if I still had the record at Elcott for the 50-yard dash.
Records at Elcott?
Yeah, they did. And I'm sure they still do. And I brought it up on this show a couple of times, and Russ remembered that. He wanted to know if it just came across his mind.
Was there, like, food at the finish line that you were in a hurry to go get?
Obviously, I was much faster back then when I was in elementary school than I am now. Hell,
Mike Will, fleet of foot.
I don't know if I could run 50 yards right now.
Not without a break.
50 yards is a long way.
You'd have to have a break halfway through.
I told Russ, I'm going to stop in at Elcott sometime and see if my name is still up on the record.
Blast from the past?
I'm sure it's not. God, that'd be a long time ago.
Like a 5th grade alumni day coming up anytime soon where you can just roam the halls?
Well, I was born in 1960. So in my elementary days, I'd have to be before 70. 40. Yeah, I'd have to be. Yeah, that'd be a long-standing record. I didn't think it was that great.
Carry the one. I'm still trying to calculate, man.
Well, if I'm in the 6th grade, I'm probably 10.
Yeah.
10 or 11.
Sure.
So it'd be like in the 60s, maybe 1970.
Like a 45-year standing record.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I'm not in the record books anymore.
Oh,
absolutely not. Because I didn't think the record was that great back when I said it, even as a 5th or 6th grader. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably been some athletes go through Elcott Elementary.
Some sprinters.
Yeah, jeez. I'll do that someday, but I'm sure I'm not up there on the record books. 7:55. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Gender in sports. That was the hot topic at the state capitol yesterday as Nebraska's Stand With Women Act was advanced to the final round of debate in the Nebraska legislature, but not before a compromise to ensure the bill's passage was complete. The original bill required students in K through 12 schools and universities to use bathrooms and locker rooms matching their biological sex, but the bill did not have the votes unless Republicans conceded on that portion of the bill. So the new version with the amendment retains very strict male and female definitions for determining eligibility for participation in school sports, but drops the bathroom and locker room mandates. Meanwhile, powerful line of severe weather hitting the southern Nebraska panhandle last night, bringing damaging winds, large hail, and widespread power outages. Winds reached speeds of 79 miles per hour. Wow, say that 10 times fast. Produced a large wall of dust, reduced visibility along Interstate 80. Significant damage also occurring as golf ball-sized hail was reported in multiple counties, and landspout tornadoes were confirmed near Halsey and North Platte. Power outages extensive, with broken poles and electrical distributions in the areas of Sidney, Bridgeport, and Alliance. Meanwhile, Governor Jim Pillen has ordered that all U.S. and Nebraska flags will be flown at half-staff today for Peace Officers Memorial Day, the annual observance honoring federal, state, and local law enforcement officers who have lost their lives or were injured in the line of duty. Peace Officers Memorial Day falling during National Police Week. Flags are to be flown at half-staff from dawn until sunset. It is now 7:58, 2 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll turn to the man with the fastest 50 in Alcott history. Here's Mike Will.
I don't know about that, but I'll take the fame.
Run with it for now.
Yeah, the Nebraska baseball team will play Purdue in their final regular season series of the season beginning today at West Lafayette, Indiana. First pitch today is at 5 o'clock. Nebraska's softball pitcher and utility player Jordy Ball has been named a top 10 finalist for the USA Softball ESPN Collegiate Player of the Year Award. The Nebraska softball team getting ready for the NCAA Regional in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Their first game will be tomorrow against UConn at 2. The Class B girls were on the field at the state high school soccer tournament in Omaha yesterday. The winners were Gretna East, Blair, Norris, and Lincoln Pius. Class B boys on the field today, including the game between Hastings High and Elkhorn North. That gets underway at 5:30 this afternoon. That's a check on your sports headlines on Extreme Sports, 7:59.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Cooler weather settles into the area after a cold front passed through the area and even brought severe weather to parts of the state. But again, for Hastings, it was a swing and miss. Hey everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 78 is the high today. Plenty of sunshine. Breezy west winds 20 to 25 with gusts to 35 miles per hour. 53 is the overnight low tonight. 76 and windy again on Friday. And in the weekend, we're in the 70s.
Right now we've got west winds at 20, mostly sunny. It is 58 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Cam Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. Saturday, May 24th is the Deb Brunts Memorial Show, featuring $20,000 in total purse and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
All right, huddle up here on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Mike Will and Tyson Abronic getting set for baseball action coming up on Saturday from the state tournament in Omaha. Hastings High will play Omaha Scott at 10. Adams Central will play Wayne at 7 on Saturday. We'll have both games here on Extreme Sports.
Speaking of baseball, did you see the best catch of the year last night in the Red Sox-Tigers game?
No, I was watching 9 and under baseball.
You were watching 9 and under baseball. Probably didn't see the best catch of the year
Yeah,
in
I
9
did
and
not.
under baseball. Highway robbery on a Tiger would-be home run. Tigers ended up walking off the game anyway, but so the catch renders itself pretty irrelevant, except for the fact that it was pretty cool. You get a chance to get on YouTube today, watch some baseball highlights. Red Sox Tigers from last night. Play out in right field, full extension, goes up and was able to get just enough of the ball to bring the ball back into the field of play, and the center fielder right there to catch it. So it was like an assist to the center fielder from the right fielder on a home run robbery. It was pretty cool to watch.
How do you score that?
F9-8? I don't know. I think it's just F9-8.
F9-8?
F9/8?
Yeah, how would you score that? Anyway.
My scorebook's often a mess when I'm doing baseball games.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I know what
Me
it looks
too.
like. I know what it means.
That's all that counts.
If I took it to like a scorekeeping official, they'd be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. What game were you watching? What game were you watching? Anyway, we'll do this again tomorrow morning at 7. Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network will join us again tomorrow for a Friday to get you set for the horse racing. Is Preakness this weekend?
They did the draw. They got the draw.
I don't think it's this weekend. I think it's next weekend.
Well, they still have the draw.
No, Jim will sort it out for us. Anyway, we'll have a racing at Lincoln. So we'll look at the card at Lincoln for Friday and Saturday. So all that and more is coming up for your Friday edition of Huddle Up. Anything else on the plate? You got your Buffalo Bills schedule figured out for the year?
Yeah, the schedule's out. NFL schedule release day. Covered that.
You
Covered
happy?
some ground.
Are you happy with the Bills schedule?
Like I said, man, I'm a competitor. Whoever, whenever, I just want to play ball.
Yeah,
I don't care who it is.
You'll deal with it. You'll deal with it week by week.
Yep.
Who do we play this week?
Yep. Week by week. Let's go get them. It doesn't matter. We're going to have to go through the gauntlet anyway to hoist the Lombardi Trophy. So you might as well just start us off with the AFC favorites right out of the gate in Baltimore. Let's go.
All right, so that's the NFL schedule. Talked a lot about that on the first half of the show.
PGA Championship begins today, too. FYI.
Really?
North Carolina.
There's a lot going on this weekend. A lot going on. So anyway, if you'd like to listen to the show again, the interview with Jake Lipker, who's the president of Cam Raceway in Hastings. Also on comments from Jordy Ball. So they get ready for the regional tomorrow. You can download the podcast and listen to this show again at your leisure throughout the day. Even if you're on the Roku TV app, there's a spot where you can listen to this show again. We'll do it again.